Hello, welcome back. Today I'm going to still continue to talk, of course, about the book King Paimon and about Paimon or anything else about the book. We have done many recordings, different thematics about the book, about writing the book, and some other things. Now it's always the question what else now. And I did 2 readings from the book as well. I did 2 recordings where I was reading from the book, just to give a better example now of how the book is made, or how it sounds and how it starts. And it has it has a very interesting start. Of course, the story continues, and there is a story, as I've said in other recording. There is a love story, but the main focus is Paimon now, and mostly the recordings here have been about Paimon in correlation to the book, or some other thematics or other things that I have spoken about. The interesting part of the book now for me as the author is, I guess, the writing process. Now for me it's like the experience of writing a book. It is always the time that you are focused on the book, writing it now is the main focus, and there you feel most connected to the thematic. At the same time, when I read a book that I have written a longer time, I find it very beautiful. Like I'm able to see it now. Sometimes distance is helpful as well. I think in that last recording we have said that I would like to talk more about the mirror exercise. Now it always comes back, the mirror exercise. So we have done a few exercises with the mirror, or we have spoken about the mirror in general, or how one can work with the mirror in a meditative way, in a spiritual way. At the same time, actually, I'm writing a book now. It does inspire me in some way or another, even if the book is not the thematic, but it is part of the book. When I was writing Paimon, I was not thinking about the window or the glass, or I was not thinking of all the symbolistics. I knew a few things about Paimon, but I almost like to write in a very relaxed way, in a very comfortable way. It's almost like a thematic that I choose, and then I try almost like writing the exam for it, but in a pleasurable way, because it's my book. The element of freedom now is the artist, is the writer, to choose to see what the story and so on and so on. I focus mostly, to be honest, on text, on the words. I take in consideration many aspects in the process of writing. It is always a little bit different depending on, I cannot write a book by hand, I never imagined. It's like I have my way now. Every writer has their own, tools. I've written my poetry on a typewriter, and, I like the idea to typewrite, books or screenplays or anything like that. I like writing on the typewriter, but mostly my books I write on my telephone. I was writing on my computer as well, but I found it easier and faster on my telephone. And the time that I'm writing the book too, my first book, I have written it took 1 year. It was a longer process, but it was very interesting, very pleasurable. I didn't feel like it's too long or anything like that. It's just, it needed a special type of care, a little type of time. Now I was still working and doing other things, but I really, of course, wanted to have it, and I was very happy once it was done. At the moment, I'm able to write a book in a few days. I'm very, very fast, and I'm able to, I do the editing, the correcting, I do the illustration of the book. With the cover I get a little help, but I choose the cover, I choose the title, so the entire process of writing from A to Z, it is entirely mine. There has been a few things, but I will still like to go back to the mirror exercise that we said that we would like to do. So and this is absolutely connected to Paimon. It's like, okay, the mirror, the exercise with the mirror, and someone to say, well, is the mirror able to show us something else, or how is the mirror, how much the mirror is able to reflect, So there's quite a lot. Say even if a little mirror, if you have a little hand mirror, you can see just a little bit now, but you can choose different focus points to look at. At the same time as with the camera, no, when you stand behind the camera, you have the lens, you have the image, no, and it is quite wide, and of course you can turn it, you can go up and down, or you choose the best frame, no, you have a specific frame. At the same time, there is always a front image. Now you cannot photograph with the back, it's always from the front. So you have your camera, and then the camera, and then it's the image, the reflection back from the lens. The lens to its camera is glass. It is connected to the mirror as well. How a camera works, It works with mirrors, but that's more like the technical part, to say, well, things change, of course, but when I speak about the mirror, I always talk about the mirror itself, it's a mirror that we have in the house, which we hang on the wall, or a mirror that we look into, So there's this aspect of the mirror, and if one imagines a mirror, and then you have in front of the mirror many other mirrors. We have many reflections, and you're able to see. You're not able to see the entire image, but you're able to see a part or reflections of it, reflecting back. But if you go from the other side, then you see the one mirror, which is able to have, of course, less. Don't say more mirrors. It's able to show us more, but it cannot show us the images, like a puzzle in some way, depending where you stay. And then the reflection in the main mirror, the one mirror, even if it's bigger, is not able to show all the mirrors. It's almost like it's more framed. So because it's one, but that's the reflection point. We're saying there's only one mirror, and the others are reflections. Of course, the others two are mirrors, but if we look from the one mirror point, we see just reflections, because we are in the back, the same as in the photo, there is a reflection. So the mirror is almost to say it can, catch. Of course, you can position it. There is a type of freedom where you position and what is able to show, left and right. So the magical aspect of the mirror, and say, well, okay, this is like more technical, or more something to think about, I don't know, but the magical aspect of the mirror, because Paimon, as I've said, is a magician. As I said, this recording is connected to other recordings in this playlist, so that's why, we have done already 40, almost 50 recordings, and I'm still continuing to talk, and of course I try to correlate to all, but different thematics. I've said sometimes I talk about the book, sometimes I talk about exercise, sometimes I talk about Paimon, sometimes I talk about the process of writing, sometimes I talk about memories, or anything else that is connected to the thematic, Could be paintings, could be, but mainly writing, and the book, of course, King Paimon. At the same time, we know that King Paimon is a magician, as I've said, so he uses the aspect of the mirror, he uses the mirrors, plural, to create magic. There's the mirror magic, or the magic of the mirror. At the same time, if we think, even from the feeling point, the mirror is magical. There is something magical about the mirror. Maybe we forgot. The first time you're a child and you see yourself, there is an attraction to the mirror. There's something beautiful. You look yourself, or you see, or can observe, it gives you a different view that you otherwise, without it, we will not able to see it, So there's a very, very beautiful aspect. I will stop here about this, but I would like to talk about the element of the frog, which is another magical element, the frog, especially if it's a green one, it's in the stories. And there's actually, I don't have a very beautiful childhood memory with the frog. In general, they are wet, the aspect of wetness, of the water, it's just the fact, a frog stays in the water and then it jumps, you're not able to see it, then it jumps, there's this magical aspect, and as I've said, it is found in many, many stories. The frog, or to say, well, it could be actually a frog, no? It is connected to Paimon as well, no? There's the aspect of the water. Then we have the aspect of the monkey, no? The monkey. So we have the tail, which represents, of course, monkey, you know, represents as an animal many different things. But it is like a king. It's a companionship of the king, you know? Monkey is king. It's almost to say, in the jungle, the monkey is the king, you know. There's a certain power that comes with the monkey, and there is a magical aspect of it too, even in the name, no, the key, the monkey. There's the aspect of intellect, of course. Then we have the aspect of the camel. No, the camel is the you know, from the animal point, of course, has different qualities, but it is the most beautiful aspect of all. No, the camel is just such a beautiful animal, and it's very much connected to the desert, to the sands, no, that connects Paimon as well. The sands, the time, the desert, no, as I said, Paimon comes from these areas, from Middle East, no, he's like a Arabian king or Arabian prince. And I've talked in other videos how he appears or how he looks, no, if you look in photographs, or you almost like imagine him or try to see him, knowing that some type of vision as his symbols, no, to be recognized. He has these three elements, these three animals, no, and almost we talked in one recording very much about the connection with them, between Paimon and connection to the camel. No? We said Paimon is one with the camel. The qualities of Paimon, no, are very much connected to these three animals, but in special, no, in extraordinary towards the camel. Why? Because the camel is the animal that represents the desert, no, the most equipped for the desert. It talks about time, about sands, the sands of time. No, time, it represents the sands. No. At the same time, the sands are connected to the water the same way. If we say water and sand, no, and then we think in a more like modern way, it is how the mirror is made. That's why the mirror is connected to Paimon as well, and the fire, because we use the fire to create the mirror, no. So it is a magical aspect. Almost to say, in general, when it's about Paimon, it's all about magic, no, or magical, or the powers that he carries, no. The other one is music, no. There is always some type of music, but as I said, it's a special type of music that one can recognize. It is almost like a cymbale, or it's almost like a, you know, interesting, the music that I was studying and playing, no, at the time. At the same time, different sounds, or you know, cymbale, or trumpets, or different instruments playing together. But it's not necessarily the instruments; it's the sounds or the music that he creates. No, he's a musician. He's the magical aspect of the music, and it's very much connected to Paimon as well. And then, of course, the silence. No, we have to, when you say, well, the desert in the night is very silent, very beautiful. During the day too, the desert is very silent. So it is a beautiful silence. No, that's very much connected. So we see, you know, all the elements that that Ars or God Ars or Paimon are represented are very much they fit very well together. No, there's how you say a beautiful correlation between them, and you know, there are many different ones. This is just a little summary, because one of course can choose one and say, well, if I was to speak about the aspect of the monkey, I can speak a lot, no, what the monkey represents, all the aspects, but you know, we can keep it short, because this is like the different lines, no, that I have talked already in different recordings as well. And going back to the exercise with the mirror, there's all to say, well, there's this point, and then there are the many mirrors. But if we have one mirror, the same, no, front, to say, well, depending on from which focal point we look, no, left and right, or even from it, no, what the reflection is in the mirror. So there's not always a straight line, no? The mirror is always able to catch the different parts if the mirror is not moving. If you have it in a camera, of course, it's different, no? You're able to move, and you're able to I want to say frame. If you have two mirrors standing and you go around, it's the same, no? You have, one can try, no? You can go left and right and be able to see, no? That the mirror is very much connected to the center, no? The two mirrors. There is the aspect of nature as well, no? Almost to say, at the same time, yes, we have the desert, but I see even like, when you think of the frog, or you think of the butterfly or insects, no? You think about like a visa, like a garden where different plants and different flowers, they all like combine very well together, like different colors, no? The same way when you paint or you have a landscape or flowers, you have this aspect of different colors, different texture, different size, no? There's always element of more. And the more closer you go, no, or even the aspect of touch, of the plants, of to see, you are there in this garden, no. You have different colors or different flowers that you can focus on, no. There's always one that you look and then you move to the other, and so on, no. So there's this aspect too. At the same time, one can try with a little hand mirror, no, to see. Well, it's almost like it doubles. It's very beautiful. The mirror almost hides in the nature. You're almost not able to see it. It's very, very nice. At the same time, of course, you see it, but the reflection, no, this is so detailed, it's so beautiful. So a lot of things can be done with the mirror, no, in this way to realize the little things now about how the eye works, and the things that we're able to see, the things that we're not able to see. For example, when I was little, I would like to, before bed, not able to sleep, or I would just enjoy play. As I said, as a child, I would look at the light bulb, and I would squint my eyes very, very little, and I would see these little suns or little stars, you really work on the eye. You can go very little, you can see it more big, and so on. Something that I always like to do, and I do it in different ways, like you play with the eye. At the same time, when you sit and you lay on your back, in the garden, you see the sun, you put your hand, in front of it, and then you close like with the fingers. You want to catch the sun ray. It's very beautiful. There's always this element of the light. How the light works, how the sun is connected, of course, to the desert as well. And at the same time, we have the sands, which is very, tiny, very little stones, and it's very much connected to the sea, to the water, to the ocean, and so on. So in the travel, when Paimon goes through the desert with his future bride, they go on the camel and the dromedare, and they go through the desert, So and then there's the element of water, of the ocean. They're walking towards that. There's the element of the water. At the same time, there is other parts, of the book as well, that one has to almost, let's say, discover. Cannot talk all or everything about the book. One has to read it. If this is something that interests one, it is a very beautiful book as well. And it's about King Paimon, and you can find it on Amazon. You can buy it online, internationally, in any country you are. It's called King Paimon, the Lord of the Endless Silence, the Lord of the Abyss, written by me. I'm the author, Anais Giulia, and it is a very beautiful grimoire, 745 pages, written hymn form. The hymn is called Whispers of the Abyss, and it goes from the first page until the end. It is a hymn form. I arranged the text in this way. That's why to say, well, the book, it is longer. It's like a big book, but I also say I had to write it in this form because it's a hymn. It's a certain way to talk. It's a certain way to read. The words fall in a certain way, and I arranged the text. I have mostly, to be honest, the most time consuming, or most time I worked on the book, was arranging the text. It was very specific how I had to do it and how I tried to arrange it. And yeah, it is a grimoire. It is a hymn. This is the beautiful aspect of the book. I didn't want to write chapters. I didn't want to write a story necessarily. I didn't want to write prosa. No, I didn't want to write a novel. I wanted to make it a hymn because it fits to the thematic. As I've said, I have written the book in almost to say in honor of King Paimon, to give him this honor. No, it was very beautiful experience that I had. Different meditation, or how the idea came to me, or how I found King Paimon, so to say, through reading history or doing music, or almost to say through my own hobbies, my own interests. And then I found the thematic so interesting that I really wanted to write a book, and this is the result, the beautiful part that now I can sell to others, give to others. As I've said, if someone is interested in a love story, in a very beautiful book, or something really even philosophical or spiritual, the book, as I've said, it is a mirror. It has different mirrors. It has different, doors. You want to say there is no door is open. It doesn't matter necessarily. You don't have to, have interest in specific thematic to enjoy a book. One can find and still enjoy it. There's, or maybe from reading it will make one to get more into the thematic, or understanding things, or study, or whatever. As I've said, each book has their own beauty, their own wisdom, and they're all different books. That's why it's good for me to talk about the book as well. As the author, I enjoy to do these readings, and I always try to, make it as interesting as possible, or even talk about me as a writer, or my childhood, or other things. Almost to say, King Paimon has taught me things as well. I have learned from King Paimon. Almost to say, it's not that I have learned something new because I was already playing music, but it was just a beautiful recognition that I have felt by writing this book and reading, and even before I knew things about King Paimon. I almost to say I was prepared. I had some information already, and that's what made me confident enough to write the book. As I've said, it's not easy thematic. It was something new. It's a grimoire. It was absolutely new for me. I write different books, and always I try to write a different genre. And sometimes the thematic that comes, almost say the inspiration, it's just almost feels something new. Even if I have some experience in writing books, I have written already 30 books that I'm publishing one by one. I have already published 15 on Amazon, and you can find them if you go on Amazon. You find my name if you write Anais Giulia, or if you write King Paimon, or the title of the book, or anything, you can find it there, or my books as well. And there's another book that I have written called Gusion, which is very similar to Paimon, and the book is less pages. It's around 300 something. It's a very large book as well, but it is about Gusion, and it is very, very beautiful, and one can buy it as well on Amazon with my name, Anais Giulia, and there you have a hymn form. It's 300 pages, something more than that. It's very, very beautiful, very strong book as well. As I said, Paimon, and I have written first Paimon, and then I wrote immediately after Gusion, because I liked so much the genre. I enjoyed so much writing Paimon. I wanted to write the second one, and I wrote about Gusion, and one can find it as well. It's a black cover with a lion on it, Gusion. And King Paimon, is this cover as I have it here. It's the same cover book called Lord of the Abyss, the grimoire written by Anais Giulia. These are the two books. The beautiful aspect of Paimon, it is, as I've said, the work that I have done from A to Z, it has been exactly the same enjoyment, and I will always continue to talk about the King book Paimon. It's something that I really, really enjoy to do. Why? Because it has been really something almost like life-changing for me. I've said, I have written different books before. I was playing music. I was doing all these things, but during my work, writing the book King Paimon has brought me so much joy that I almost felt like this is my masterpiece. No matter what books I will write after or before, I don't care. This is my masterpiece. This is my best book ever, and I always keep my promise. This will always be my answer. It will be always my answer. So King Paimon is really a great book, even a great book to start in this genre. No, it is a more rare genre, but that's what makes it special, what makes it beautiful, no? And I will still like to talk about Gusion. As I've said, it is a similar story, and it is very, very beautiful as well. I cannot wait. It's already published. I can't wait to see it. I really love the cover. It's all black, and then it has this lion and this golden and the title, no? And it is almost like, well, one has to read as well, no, to find what is there. The books always have, no, this feeling of, well, let's see what is under the cover, no, let's see how it is. And no matter how one, or even me as the author, I can explain how good or how this or how is that, one has to read to see for himself, for herself, no? Some people may say, well, it's not my genre, I don't like it, I don't understand it, no, it can be, of course. Or some say, well, this is really something that I really enjoy reading. No, it really gives me a feeling of good, of something that really, makes me read and continue to read. No, that's always a good sign for a book, when you enjoy reading it and you want to read, and something that interests you. I read different. Sometimes I read just a page. Sometimes I like the book. Sometimes I read more. Sometimes before sleep. I love to read on holiday. I really love to sit by the sea or ocean, with the book in the hand and enjoy it. No, that's like the best. Or at home. No, there's always time, or in the garden, or there's always a beautiful time now to enjoy a book, and it is always like a secret or private experience. No, it's difficult to talk to other people about this book. It's almost like I'm talking about something that one doesn't know. No, and it's nice when two people know the same book, and you have like I understand. No, you can talk about the book. It's a nice experience, and there are of course many book clubs now where people read about books and have like. I don't like that. No, for me, reading is very private. I like to read when I'm alone by myself at home or holiday or on the traveling. No, I use the time to read, and because I enjoy reading in general, so. I like to read, no? I don't read before sleep, but it depends, no? It always depends a little what the activities one has, but I can, and I like. I read in airports, I read in bus, I read in, sitting, metro, going to work, or I like reading holiday or at home. There's always that possibility. At the same time, of course, King Paimon is a large book, that's why you cannot easily carry it with you, but it's more like a book to have at home, no? And one can read from it. Gusion, as I've said, is half of it, so you can take it with you, no? As I said, King Paimon is a grimoire. That's why it is very different, and I don't like to compare King Paimon with any of my books, because it is as it is unique and one in itself. I cannot, there is no comparison. At the same time, there are some similarities to Gusion, no? That's why I talk now about Gusion. If someone is interested in this and wants to read a second one, or in general, Gusion is a good book, and it has, as I said, half the pages as Paimon, no? So you can take it with you on a travel, or you can carry it with you. Sometimes there are both beautiful books, beautiful covers. It's great to have them at home, no, in your library or bibliothèque. No, it's I always have books, and I don't have so many, but I do have, and some I always keep. No, I like to have a little library at home. I, to be honest, love books, and but I try not to buy too many, no, because it's a little heavy to carry if I have to move, or I have to. That's why I don't. There's the option, of course, to read online, but I don't like to offer it, because for me, I like the quality of the book itself on paper. That's for me the real meaning of book. I will leave this recording here because they're already almost 30 minutes. I think in the other recording I will still talk about Paimon. It's almost to say there are some thematics that I want to talk about, but I don't feel yet the moment, not when the right moment it will come. I will of course talk more. As I've said, I will continue to record for this playlist different thematics and even new things now about the book, about King Paimon in general. Thank you so much for listening. Wish you all the best. Until next time. Bye.